All right, Douk Audio A100 monoblock stereo amplifier, your choice. Let's get into it quick. Roll the animation. Hi, I'm Bob, and you, my friends, are back in the United States of Analog. Welcome upstairs, right next to my listening room, my editing suite here. Well, I don't know if it's a suite, but my little editing setup that I've been building. We got the A100 from Douk Audio today. This is going to be a shorter form video because there's not a whole lot to unpack here. Well, it's a pretty cool item. I think we're going to have some polarity with regards to the look. Some are going to like it, some are going to be challenged by it, but it does a job, and the job it's doing for me right now is powering my monitor system. We've got the SMSL Raw MDA1 DAC headphone amp, using that as a preamp and other things, and the Douk Audio A100 in the stereo mode. No subwoofer needed, as the system is pretty boomy right out of the box because it's near field listening, really near field listening. The A100 is doing the heavy lifting. So we have the United States of Analog Golden Workbook here with all my notes, and let's get this thing powered down and unplugged so we can take a look at the A100 from Douk, which is now on sale. Here it is. Let's see if we can get the focus, get my face out of the picture, and take a look at that front panel there. There's a lot going on here, a lot of groove work. You got this little dippy line that goes down here. So the first switch on the left gives you the option of stereo, mono, and it also serves as your kind of on-off switch. You can run the A100 in a flat mode, or down in the sub mode, you can use this second knob here to determine a subwoofer frequency. And you're gonna have to tune that by ear somewhat because there is no markings along the dial here. There's a super bass. You can kick in a little extra bass. Then there's the auxiliary volume knob and a master volume knob here all the way to the right. Pretty heavy unit. On the back, you've got audio in RCA, you've got auxiliary out. That's a mini to whatever you want to run it to, mini to mini, mini to RCA, whatever. Some, just regular utilitarian speaker terminals here and the input. So with this auxiliary volume knob, the second to the right, you can adjust the output of the auxiliary out on the back. So what I'm gonna do for this review, and maybe for a lot of the reviews going forward, is to give you a number of highlights, say 5, 6 highlights, and then give you a few nitpicks or downside to the gear. Not get so bogged down into a lot of specs because all of that stuff is on the manufacturer's website. Now I know that, reading you all the specs is going to boost my view minutes and I would get paid pennies more. But maybe it's a good idea just to give you my subjective opinions of what I think is great about a piece of equipment and what's not so great, and then you can combine this with other reviews on YouTube and make an informed decision. This channel does not pay my bills. I have a day job, but it's nice to get a little mailbox money once in a while, but no sense stretching things out. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna stick to that, but let's try it with this review. I've got 6 benefits here that I think make this unit stand out. Number one, it's got the 3255 from Texas Instruments, the workhorse amp chip that everybody's using in this category of fun-fi. It is reliable. It seems to do the job. It does the job great here. I have no complaints. Plenty of power. This is rated at 300 watts a channel. Okay, we can talk about that. Take it as it is. You know what to expect with fun-fi. Number two, you can use this in stereo mode, or you can buy multiple units, use them as monoblocks as you see fit. Number three, the auxiliary out. Great for sending a signal to a subwoofer. Not a subwoofer out per se, but you could use it that way. Send it out to active speakers, send it out to a headphone amplifier. You've got some choices here. Number four, it comes supplied with a 48 volt power supply brick. Normally these products come with a 32, this comes with the 48. I think one of the pluses of this, if you have other fun-fi amps that are currently running off of 32 volt, check the back and see if it'll accept up to 48 volt, and then you can get more amplification out of some of the other amps you might own. So 48 volts supplied. Number five, it seems to have more than adequate heat dissipation. I mean, the whole body itself feels like it's one big heavy heat sink. Theoretically, it's going to help the sound quality, help the heat dissipation and all that. Heat is the enemy of all things. And I know that because I live in Texas. I'll set this over here. And then a bonus one, a number 6, you've got swappable 8-pin op amps. I haven't swapped any 8-pin op amps out personally yet.
I'm a loser.
But, you know, maybe someday I can graduate to that. Right now, for this editing setup, this does fine on its own. Remember that line from National Lampoon's Vacation?
This hamburger helper does fine on its own.
I like it better than tuna helper myself. Don't you, Clark?
Now we get to some of the downside and some of the nitpicks. Number 1, the styling. Yeah, maybe it looks better in real life than it did in pictures. Maybe a little too much going on for an amp this small. I don't think we need these kind of design choices, Douk. I would love like just a flat front. Make this thing look like a brick. And I think that's what most of us want in a monoblock. I don't know if we need this curve here, all these grooves going down. The printing, not super easy to read. It's informative, but that's one of my kind of nitpicks. It's subjective. Everybody's got different tastes, different styles that they like. Number 2 in the nitpick department, only one set of analog inputs, RCA inputs, and that is going to be frustrating to some. In this case, it's all I need for a desktop near-field system. It's plenty, but some people are going to want more. Look, when you buy this kind of gear, don't get caught up in the watts per channel. Manage or temper your expectations when you buy gear like this. You know, the beauty of Amazon and to some respect Douk Audio's own website is that you're going to have some kind of return policy here. For some reason, the A100 from Douk Audio doesn't work for you. Again, you can use this amp in stereo, in mono, use it in a home theater 2.1 situation, or really you can use it to power any number of channels in the mono mode. Buy as many as you want. Just keep in mind, you're going to have to deal with a pretty big power brick. Where is it? It's under there. All right, does the A100 work? Yeah, it works for me right here. I get plenty of power, plenty of volume out of this thing, and lots of bass boom. I think you'll see this promotional price for a while. There may be more tech in here that I'm giving it credit for. Again, it does have, you know, good heat sinks and swappable op amps. Yeah, get it while you can with that 50% off coupon on Amazon right now at the time of this taping. It's the A100 from Douk Audio. Hey, thanks, Douk. I do appreciate you supporting the channel. That's my honest, subjective opinion about the A100. Thanks for being here in the United States of Analog. We will see you next time downstairs in my Jazz Kisa bar. Now I've got to plug everything back in for you. And Douk Audio web. Oops, I lost the picture, but the brainiacs at YouTube already know that you want to watch this video. So you're going to do, there's nothing else on TV. Click it. Click it to watch it.